Rape shit. Well,
No, dark web.
yeah, rape and being drugged. Well, I believe that our country now has luckily put bars on that stuff as much as you can sort of police the internet, and I know that it's a difficult area because I'm against people policing the internet fully, but I know that for stupid things like this you probably do need it. You know, and I'm fine. You know, everyone's got their own kink and their own little thing, but this is not a kink. This is, if you fantasize about raping and drugging people, I don't think that for me at least doesn't fall into the category of kink. So the bottle of GHB found with Daniel Whitworth's body, which police didn't test for any DNA or anything at the time, was found to contain Stephen's DNA. It emerged that 3 weeks before Anthony Walgate died, a young man had been found incoherent, vomiting and in a state of distress in the company of Stephen at a Barking train station. Stephen was found guilty on November 23rd, 2016 and sentenced to life in prison for the murders and a series of sexual assaults. It seems as if police are considering whether Stephen can be linked to a series of other GHB-related deaths. 17 police officers, thank fuck, are being investigated to see if they should face disciplinary action.
Really?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's pretty much
sacked.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I can't see that any updates on this so far. I tried to find, and I don't know. Then again, did they publish when they've done something like that? When they've done it?
When with the police, they should do it. It should be public knowledge.
Yeah. The writer of this article here also makes similarities to the shoddy investigations that also were in cases that we've also discussed, such as Dennis Nielsen and also Colin Island. So sort of similarities in the way these things were dealt with. But I think the difference with those is that Dennis Nielsen and Colin Island, from my belief, they were a lot earlier in the past. And I really thought that, you know, post 2000-ish, that things had changed. I thought the mentality of things had changed. But you know what? It's still out there, man.
You're always going to get it. You're always going to get it.
Still freaking out there. And this is why we march in the Pride March.
But why don't people have straight pride?
I don't know. They can do that in their own living room. I don't care. So yeah.
That's the worst question ever.
Why don't we have straight pride?
Yeah.
It's like, why don't we have White History Month? What the fuck?
Exactly.
Fucking dicks. Get a grip. I just can't even with people who speak like that. Just let them sit in their own little echo chambers and scream to the world. Fuck them. So yeah, police also didn't question Stephen's neighbour Ryan, who had on one occasion obviously visited Stephen's flat and seen a large container containing a cacophony of drugs. No handwriting expert was ever contacted to check Daniel Whitworth's suicide note, nor did they check it for either fingerprints or DNA. Particularly shocking is that the same woman obviously walking a dog found two of the bodies in the same graveyard on different days, and yet police didn't for some reason make a fucking connection. The woman herself was even suspicious and was shocked that the police didn't seem more concerned about it. She was probably shitting herself that she was going to walk the dog next week and find another fucking body on the way. She was like, please, I can't keep finding these bodies for you. Fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, thankfully, thanks to John, Mandy, Donna, and Jen, obviously the family
and friends,
this fucking asshole was brought to
and
justice.
also the media.
Yeah, and the Pink News as well, because good on them for getting behind this and pushing it. Before we do the wrap up, do you want to look at a few little pictures of Stephen?
Yeah.
So, but I mentioned before about Stephen being a bit of a catfish online. So this is what Stephen posted online for himself. I mean, he's not, this picture is definitely not, he's not the handsomest of chaps.
No. He's got a good body.
He's got a decent body on him, right? But, I mean, not for me. It's very...
it's mostly for me.
it's not even muscly. He's like lean. I don't know. He's fucking gross eyes. But we've seen like the lovely set of blonde locks on his head and everything there. Well, that bitch is a fucking wig because look at that. Oh. So that's the real Stephen Port, right?
Are they the
yeah,
victims?
These are the victims as well. So they're all really handsome guys.
Yeah,
I think so. I think they're all really cute, and it's such a shame to see because they just look like they've got everything ahead of them, which they fucking did. And this gross fucking monster of a prick took their futures away from them. And, you know, people can say anything they want about people hooking up with people or meeting people on apps and shit, but fuck, people are allowed to do with what they want to fuck who they want to fuck, and they shouldn't have to be terrified of what could be lurking around the corner, dickheads like this. There's another picture of Stephen being a twat in the grossest fucking looks like Next Sale 1992. I'm just being proper bitter now because I hate him. That's him in his fucking chef's hat when he was on the job as a chef. And do you want to see him next to the dude from JLS? See, he was actually featured. He was actually working as a chef, and he was on. It was MasterChef, like Celebrity MasterChef, and that dude from JLS was on it. And there's him right next to Steven. How fucked up's that? How fucked up's that?
My
JLS
God.
dude, and then Stephen Port serial killer with his fucking weave on, fucking dick. Also, there was, I can't remember which specific modelling agency it was, but while he's been in prison, Stevens wrote a note saying that his blonde locks and things when he was a teenager got him a job as a model for I can't remember the model agency, but it's a high up the agency. It's on the level of like Hugo Boss and Calvin Klein, saying that he got a job as a fucking model for them. I mean, no way did this guy get a job as a model. And even this like CEO guy was asked about it, and he was like, "No, we use reputable people. We have no history of working with Stephen Port." And it's like, we don't know what he's talking about, because I don't know why has he even said that. I mean, he's obviously a fucking compulsive liar because he goes online, catfishes people, uses false names all the time, lures people in. He's living in a fucking fantasy world. So the final thing we'll do before we go away, if it's your first time listening to the podcast, we do this thing where we like to sort of give little shout outs to people who are deserving of a shout out. So of course, as always, condolences to all the victims and their families, and you know, it's definitely the case where if the police had fucking done the job that the taxis pay them to do, I'm sure this death count could have been halved, if not all. But you know, they could have caught him after the first one if they'd done the fucking job right. So these people, young guys in the prime of their life, with everything ahead of them, I'm sure they would have gone on to do great things. Also, the heroes of this episode, I think it's quite clear, right?
I'd say the family and friends.
Yeah,
but
I'm going to say that too.
Also the media on this one with Pink News.
Well, it was the family and friends who went to Pink News. So let's give the family and friends. So once again, that was I'm sorry if I leave any one of these names out, but I think I've got them all here. That was for Mandy, Donna, Jen, and John as well. Big well done, I guess, would be the word. Well done. And thank you, because who knows, like, how many other people this fucking psycho would have gone on to kill if they hadn't done, you know, if they hadn't done the job the police were getting fucking paid to do and put the pressure on. I'm pretty much certain Stephen would have gone on to kill a hell of a lot more people. Yeah. And the police would have gone on to not give any fucks at all about him. And lastly, our favourite part. We also, a lot of these sort of true crime podcasts, you know, we also, I find that true crime podcasts sometimes get accused of glorifying or sort of hero worshipping the killer or the murder that they're talking about. Hopefully, we don't give that impression through our podcast, but just to be 100% certain, we want to give a big, a juicy, a well-deserved fuck you to Stephen Port. The fucking dick.
What a wanker.
Fucking trash. So that's that, yeah. And yeah, once again, everyone, please just be fucking safe, because, like I say, the more, I know we're not going to be giving up casual online hookups anytime soon. Not us, but as a community, I know that we're not just going to go, oh fuck, let's stop doing that.
No, yeah.
But just try and do everything you possibly can to be as safe as possible.
Be vigilant.
Vigilant. But that's it. That's the podcast. Good times for all. Sorry that it's been uploaded a little bit later in the day than usual. We've just been busy little bees. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody in between, thank you so much for listening. I have been Mike James.
And I've been Alan. And
make sure to tune in next week for even more adventures in Murderland. Goodbye.
Bye.